Ever since the original novels and the films rose to popularity, everyone has imagined wielding a wand just like Harry Potter. Well, with the movies being mega blockbusters, video game tie-ins were inevitable. As a result, there have been seemingly endless amounts of Harry Potter games. Hogwarts Legacy attracted a lot of attention as it seemed to be the Harry Potter game that everyone had been waiting for, and Avalanche's RPG debuted to largely positive reviews. However, the franchise has produced plenty of games over the years, some of which are far better than others. Let's take a look at the best Harry Potter games. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was initially released in June 2009 and built upon the Order of the Phoenix's free-roaming and dueling features. The game is fondly remembered for including an excellent interpretation of the Marauders map and for letting players cast numerous spells around the school. The game is one of the most popular Harry Potter releases to revisit, given that it was the last movie tie-in game to let players freely explore Hogwarts. However, Half-Blood Prince's Hogwarts is very similar to the version found in Order of the Phoenix, so it is not particularly exciting to explore if someone has played the previous game. While not a bad title, Half-Blood Prince can come across as half-baked, which is a criticism of many of the final few movie adaptations. The quick turnaround for these projects limited their potential to an extent. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire made the divisive decision of not letting players freely explore Hogwarts, a beloved feature of the previous games that had been key to their success. Instead, Goblet of Fire offered a series of action-oriented levels. This decision results in a less spectacular and immersive overall experience, albeit one that has arguably superior minute-to-minute gameplay than most of its predecessors. Goblet of Fire's seamless couch co-op is one of its better features, and the visuals were pretty good for its era. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Although many people grew to enjoy the change of direction in Goblet of Fire, EA decided to return to the gameplay formula from the previous tie-in games where players could freely explore the wizarding castle of Hogwarts. The game expands on the game's exploration elements by implementing side quests and discovery points to reward those who tried to fully explore the school grounds, along with a return to free roaming. Order of the Phoenix also introduces a new dueling system that adds welcome depth to the series' combat. While nothing amazing, Order of the Phoenix was a solid return to old-school roots following the divisive Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup is not just a great Harry Potter game, but also a very enjoyable sports game in its own right. The game of Quidditch is an exciting one and translates surprisingly well into video game form. The game controls well and still looks pretty decent despite being nearly 2 decades old. It even has commentary for certain matches and a story mode to link everything together in a fairly cohesive fashion. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions is kind of difficult to properly rank, mostly because the multiplayer community has dropped off a cliff since the game's launch. Unfortunately, this update might have come a bit too late, as it did not seem to result in much of a boost, at least on Steam. The game includes a single-player campaign that challenges players to complete 3 cups, giving them access to a plethora of teams along the way. The story is largely non-existent, and the AI does not begin to provide a challenge until the highest difficulty level. As such, this mode will likely only keep somebody entertained for a few hours at most. Just to be clear, Quidditch Champions offers a respectable interpretation of the fictional sport, comfortably the best in gaming, and the graphics are pretty good. There just is not too much here beyond the online portion, which is volatile. The Sorcerer's Stone PC version. For any Harry Potter fan wanting to get into the games, it is best to start here. However, only play the PC version. The console version is a sluggish downgrade in every aspect. From learning new spells, collecting every flavor beans, and solving puzzles, The Sorcerer's Stone is an addictive Legend of Zelda-esque game. Just be ready for some awkward voice acting and character models, although even those elements have their charm. The Sorcerer's Stone certainly shows its age all these years later, and it is a bit too easy for its own good. Nevertheless, it deserves praise for being a respectable first attempt to adapt Harry Potter into video game form. Harry Potter Magic Awakened. Set after the events of the books and movies, players step into the shoes of a new student who finds themselves attending Hogwarts. The still developing story gradually goes through the protagonist's years at school, and while not extremely focused or engaging, it successfully moves things along. Magic Awakened blends a few different genres and ideas together. The game prioritizes multiplayer goodness, both in the form of co-op and PvP. The latter comes in the form of duels built upon a card-based combat system that works quite well, and these fights are generally strategic and exciting. Players construct decks featuring all sorts of Harry Potter spells and lore. Outside of battles, players can explore Hogwarts and its surrounding areas while taking on quests. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the original trilogy of AR games, reached the absolute peak of perfection. It couldn't possibly get better than Chamber of Secrets, but, surprisingly, the Prisoner of Azkaban came very close to eclipsing its predecessor. Rather than just playing as Harry, the player could control all three main heroes, including Ron and Hermione. This allowed for more puzzle solving as some characters had specific spells and abilities. Prisoner of Azkaban also features an impressively live and expansive open map of Hogwarts, at least by the standards of the era, and it holds up well too. Buckbeak is rideable. There's more to collect, and the main missions are a blast. The entire original trilogy of games deserve remakes. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Chamber of Secrets does what any game sequel should do. It takes everything great about the first, expands upon it, and does everything better. From fighting Aragog the Spider to solving puzzles in the castle, Chamber of Secrets is simply better in every way. The sequel expands on many ideas from its predecessor, including recreating Hogwarts and Diagon Alley. While it cannot be compared to more recent Harry Potter projects, Chamber of Secrets' scale is quite impressive, and its rendition of Hogwarts is among the franchise's best when its release period is taken into account. LEGO Harry Potter Collection. Why settle for one of the LEGO games when there's an option for both combined? LEGO Harry Potter Collection is like most LEGO games. Tons of stud collecting, puzzles, and fun missions. In many ways, they're very similar to the early Harry Potter games. So, for every LEGO Games fan or Harry Potter fan, Collection is the perfect addition to the library of games. The Harry Potter-specific mechanics are well done, the LEGO depiction of the wizarding world is beautiful, and, as usual, the jokes are hilarious. Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is undoubtedly the top contender for the best Harry Potter game ever, even if the game's shine has dulled a bit since its debut. Set roughly a century before the events of the books, the story does a decent job of fleshing out the universe's lore, all the while stepping back and allowing fans to roleplay as wizards and witches without too much interference. The game's opening few hours are not only its strongest, but arguably the most memorable in the Harry Potter video game franchise. However, the rest of the experience is not flawless. While flashy and stylish, the combat gets repetitive after a few hours. Except for Hogwarts and a handful of other areas, the open world leaves something to be desired and lacks personality. Considering it sold extremely well, a sequel is likely only a matter of time, and Avalanche has created a great base to build upon. If the side content, combat, and larger world are diversified, Hogwarts Legacy 2 will easily be the greatest Harry Potter game of all time.